There have been plenty of predictions surrounding the fourth industrial revolution and how it will impact various industries and the future of work. There is no question that the digital era has caused major disruption in many industries, from Airbnb's impact on the hospitality sector to the way Uber and Bolt changed the face of transport. True to the predictions made by the World Economic Forum, over one-third of skills that were considered important in the past workforce have changed in 2020, and brand management is no exception. While professionals may feel exempt from having to worry about the changes that 4IR brings, the reality is that anyone hoping to not only keep their job but progress in their career will need to upskill to stay ahead of the curve. A list has been compiled containing the top skills that brand managers of the future will need to survive and thrive in the future. It used to be that strategic thinking and creativity were considered two separate skills on either end of the spectrum, with creativity being more of a priority in artistic fields like design and photography, and less so among those responsible for steering the ship. However, brand managers in the 4IR will need to understand the importance of tapping into their creativity to generate and execute groundbreaking strategies, ensuring the brands they manage remain relevant while always being a step ahead of its competitors. From finding ways to engage with a new generation of consumers who are worlds apart from their baby boomer predecessors, to keeping up with the latest social media content trends, brand managers will need to think on their feet to stay afloat. Managing a brand in the digital age involves navigating an ever-evolving landscape of challenges, which requires the ability to look at problems from different vantage points while taking a number of factors into consideration. Complex problem solving is one of the WEF's top 10 skills for the fourth industrial revolution. One will need to have a good understanding of the world and how it works in order to find the innovative solutions for brands of the future. To understand the world around them, brand managers will need to keep a finger on the pulse of their consumer market. This involves having a good understanding of the moral, social, and cultural circumstances and real-world contexts that impact society, which comes down to research, observation, and dialogue in order to earn the respect and support of today's consumers. Most people are aware of Facebook and the many other popular social media platforms that people spend their time on. But a brand manager's job is to unpack the potential of these channels for the benefit of their brand. While algorithms and software can be helpful when it comes to gaining important insights, they are simply tools at the brand's disposal and no match for the expertise of a human being. This is where brand managers come in. They will need to be able to take these insights, add this to the unique understanding of the power of digital platforms, and turn all this into a meaningful outcome for a brand. As the industry continues to shift and change shape, the one skill that every brand manager needs to hold on to is their passion and drive to succeed. While it may seem obvious, it's easy to get lost in trying to survive the 4IR. A brand manager of the future will play an important role in ensuring that a brand adds value, makes meaningful contributions to the world, and takes accountability for its every decision and action. Brands have the power to influence and affect change, and brand managers hoping to survive in the future will need to hold on to these ideals more fervently than ever. The 4IR has already significantly changed the landscape of careers, work, and the future. While somewhat uncertain, it will be bright for those who invest in themselves. With that understanding of the marketing industry in the fourth industrial revolution, allow me to welcome you as a soft skill trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development. In today's video session, we'll be discussing how to give an impressive answer to the question, "Sell me this pen." To get a sense of your sales skills, interviewers for sales job and marketing positions may ask you to demonstrate your approach to selling a product as part of the interview. The hiring manager wants to learn about how you sell and what strategies you use to close the deal. If you take the time to prepare to sell something in advance, and you can use the same or a similar strategy for anything you're asked about, you'll be ready to successfully answer the question during job interviews. Interviewers ask applicants for sales, marketing, and related jobs this question, and other questions about to your ability to sell, because they want to identify whether candidates can sell and what sales techniques they use. In addition to showing your ability to sell, your response is an indicator of your ability to think on your feet, which is essential in this role. Your answer also demonstrates your communication skills. It's not always a pen in this interview question. Apples or pens are traditional picks for this question, but interviewers may ask you to sell any product on the spot, including one that the company makes. The interviewer's goal is to find how well you can sell. You might be asked to sell the interviewer a pen, a pencil, a stapler, an apple, or some other everyday object. As with other hypothetical questions, there will be no right answer, but the employer will be interested in the sales process that you follow, your verbal communication skills, and your enthusiasm and creativity as well. Here are some strategies to follow as you answer this question. Make sure that you are positive and excited about the product as you introduce it. You might say something like, "I am very excited to tell you how this pen can help you to write in a legible, attractive, and efficient manner." The non-verbal elements of your presentation will be as critical as your words, so make sure you pitch the product with an enthusiastic voice and facial expressions. Animation can help you to convey excitement and underscore your confidence in the value of the product. An essential phase of the selling process is getting to know your customer. So you might try asking the interviewer for some clarification about his or her potential uses of the product. The more you know about your interviewer's needs, the better your pitch will be. Play off the interviewer's responses to emphasize some features of your pen that might help them with their activities. For example, if your interviewer mentions taking notes at meetings as a priority, then you might say that your pen has a fine point and non-smearing ink, which would enable her or him to take legible notes. If your interviewer was frustrated by pens that didn't write on certain surfaces or quickly ran out of ink, you could emphasize how freely the ink flows from your pen and the large capacity of the ink available. Some interviewers may not play along with your effort to assess their preferences, so be ready to sell the product without their input. Emphasize features of the product and benefits that the customer will derive from owning and then using it. Think about your own experience with the product and the possible experiences of other users as you craft a response. Eliciting and overcoming objections to a product is a critical element of the sales process. After making some statements about the benefit of the product, check back with the interviewer to determine if they have any concerns that would stand in the way of a purchase. You could ask, "After hearing my pitch, is there anything that would stand in the way of you purchasing this pen?" If the interviewer mentions something like the cost, then counter with a statement such as, "I have been authorized to provide you with a 20% discount if you order 3 cases or more of our pens. We also have a money-back satisfaction guarantee." You can also talk about the competition. For instance, you might say, "I know you mentioned that oranges are another favorite snack. Comparatively, apples are easier to eat without causing sticky hands from juice or needing to be peeled. Apples are the perfect on-the-go snack." Salespeople who are willing and effective closers are in the highest demand. Don't hesitate to ask the interviewer for his or her business at the end of your presentation. Make an enthusiastic final statement that includes a request to serve the customer. Interviewers won't expect you to be 100% factually correct when you're coming up with an answer on the spot. So feel free to be creative with your response as long as your assertions are plausible and delivered convincingly. Remember that confidence in the quality of your product is fundamental to effective sales. So let's have a sample. To help me to understand better how my product might help you, I would love to learn about how you use a pen during your daily routine. When do you rely most on a pen during the day? When was the last time you used a pen? What was satisfying about the experience and what was lacking or frustrating? So let's understand why this answer works. You'll need to follow up with a cell once you hear the interviewer's response. But starting your answer with questions indicates that you realize an essential part of being a good salesperson is understanding the customer's needs and using listening skills. The second sample. I would love to be your preferred provider for the highest quality pens. I will work to justify the confidence that you would place in me and our product and make sure you're thoroughly satisfied with the product. Can you move forward with your first order? The reason why this answer works is because ultimately an interviewer wants to hire the salesperson who can land the deal. This candidate makes a strong close. No need to shy away from a confident conclusion to your attempt to sell the widget. That's a quality interviewers seek. So here are some tips for giving the best answer. First, take the question seriously. How would you handle the selling process in real life? Do your best to show the strategies you would use in your response. Second, keep trying. Maybe the interviewer won't be receptive to your attempts to ask questions or make an emotional appeal. Keep talking and keep up your confidence. Respond as you would if a client was challenging or quiet during a cold call. And third, don't forget to close. Do try to actually land the deal. The good news is that this isn't real life. So you can offer great deals to help persuade the customer, that is your interviewer, if you think that will be a good tactic. Next, what not to say. Do not say I'm not comfortable doing that. You have to answer the question. So any response that tries to avoid it by saying you're not comfortable responding or this isn't reflective of how you'd sell in real life isn't very helpful. Second, do not go beyond describing features. The interviewer knows what a pen does or why people eat apples. In your response, aim to make a connection, either an emotional appeal or some kind of connection to the interviewer's needs. You can always guess as to why the interviewer will benefit from the pen. That's probably a better tactic than just listing features. With that, we come to the last section of today's video. This section will help you with some key takeaways. Your response will reveal many of your relevant skills. So interviewers will be looking for how you handle tough situations, your communication skills, and your ability to land a deal. Next, use your preferred tactics. Yes, this situation is a bit strange, but you can still use the techniques you use in a real-world sales situation. And last, be enthusiastic. Maybe you dread this question. Don't show it. Be upbeat and engaged in your response. With that, we end today's video session. Thank you for attending it and watching it. I wish everyone a good day. Stay blessed, stay happy, and take care. Bye.